Whoa!
Wow! Wow! Yes!
My hands are shaking.
Sensational news. May 3rd and 4th, friends, and it was hot this night in the Krasnodar region. Explosions thundered in Novorossiysk, Anapa, Tanay. There, as a result of the clumsy work of the Russian air defense, residential buildings were damaged, and in Novorossiysk, 3 tanks at the grain terminal were also affected.
Oh!
Wow. Wow. Yes!
My hands are shaking.
Moreover, missiles from a sea drone. Online, they write that a Russian Su-30 fighter was eliminated during the attack on Novorossiysk with a missile from a sea drone. Damn. It was a loud night in occupied Crimea as well. There, the Russians tried to shoot down friendly drones. Everything is burning.
Good morning in Kacha.
Whoa. They're flying. It's nearby, it's nearby, it's nearby.
Volodymyr is under fire. The Ukrainians were hitting the missile brigade.
Oh, that's really close. Oh, right now.
Wow.
Oh, it's above the store.
What a mess.
But Ukraine cannot guarantee the safety of world leaders who will come to Moscow for the victory parade on May 9th, President Zelensky officially stated. That sounds like a threat.
The Russians are worried that their parade is in question, and they are right to be worried.
The guarantor also rejected Putin's proposal for a 3-day truce on May 9th and insists on a 30-day ceasefire. Zelensky noted that there are signals that after the ceasefire, Ukraine might be left one-on-one with the Russians. Europe will be nearby because there are many related issues, but there are opinions to step back in the United States of America, the president stated, because everything is very difficult. End of quote. But the most important thing is that these statements by Zelensky, the frightened world leaders who were planning to go to Moscow. Robert Fico suddenly fell ill, and Vucic suddenly felt unwell and was hospitalized. But the most interesting thing is that the Indian minister also suddenly refused to attend the victory parade on May 9th. What happened? Were they afraid of drones?
They paused for a moment.
Oh, it's gonna explode.
Oh, it suddenly flew out.
This is very untimely.
Yes.
Missiles? Red Square. The victory parade on May 9th is a legitimate military target for Ukraine.
If we remove the political component as military personnel, naturally, it's an ideal target for a strategic strike where you can take out Putin and his closest allies. Maybe Saranok will come there too.
We have such capabilities, and if there is an order and it's planned, it's not a big challenge. The Russians will definitely pull all the air defense systems from Russia to cover Red Square.
Friends, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel Dasha and write a few words in support of Ukraine in the comments, as well as where you're watching from. I read all the comments and it makes me very happy. Let's go.
Guards under fire. The Ukrainians to the missile brigade.
In Novorossiysk, the air defense was shooting down drones with high-rise buildings in the morning.
Oh. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh, damn.
Moreover, a state of emergency has been declared in Novorossiysk following a drone attack, announced Mayor Andrei, Kravchenko, with a surname like that, Kravchenko. The attack on Novorossiysk was combined. There were drones, there were missiles, there were sea drones. The port came under attack. But thanks to Russian air defense, our drones landed right into a high-rise building. 3 grain storage tanks were also damaged. Meanwhile, explosions are heard in Kursk. Drones are attacking the region. A loud night in occupied Crimea. Around midnight, the Russians on the annexed peninsula were closing the Kerch Bridge. Explosions and bangs were heard, and the enemy air defense was trying to shoot down the Ukrainian drones attracted by the lights. The booms were heard at least in Kerch and Feodosia. In the waters of Novorossiysk, an attack by enemy drones and unmanned boats is being repelled, local authorities reported. But the most interesting part is the historical event. Missiles from a sea drone eliminated a Russian Su-30 fighter during the attack on Novorossiysk. According to eyewitnesses, explosions were also heard in the area of the Krasny Kurgan farm airport near Anapa. According to NASA satellites, friendly drones exploded and caused fires in occupied Crimea. An increase in fire activity has been recorded in the area of the Kacha airfield and the settlement of Uglovoya. Local residents report explosions near the Eicherman winery, which is located nearby.
Good morning in Kacha. Yay! It's nearby. Yay. A fire broke out at the military training ground in the Kharovsky district of the Republic of Crimea. A decision has been made to evacuate 4 settlements, around 2,200 people. Gvardeyskoye is under fire. Ukrainians at the missile brigade. Oh, it's really close. Oh, right now! Wow!
It's above the store.
Also, as Astra reports, a fire was noticed at the Bakhchisarai plant. Construction industry is one of the largest building materials manufacturers in the region. According to the Moscow-appointed governor Razvodjayev, last night was the largest drone concert in Sevastopol in the year 2025. But Trump posted on social media an AI-generated photo of himself as the Pope. The official White House account on X reposted it. I think by morning, it already had over 15 million views. Well, as you understand, Donald Trump will try to become the new Pope in the next 100 days because everything else is simply beyond his capabilities. This is, of course, trolling friends because Trump couldn't even end Russia's war against Ukraine, stop Putin, or impose hellish sanctions on Putin. Meanwhile, Putin showed his apartment in the Senate Palace of the Kremlin, which includes a piano and a small home chapel. According to Putin, for the past 3 years, he has been spending the night in these luxurious interiors with gilding and stucco.
As you can see, not far.
Well, this is actually the apartment.
Yes, this is the apartment. As you can see, not far.
So do you often spend the night here?
For the last 3 years, mostly here.
Do you manage to play the piano sometimes?
Rarely, actually. Library. And bedroom. Home chapel.
About 2 years ago, during one of the interviews, you mentioned that you spoke with Xi Jinping in your Kremlin apartment.
I have an apartment here where I've been working a lot lately and spending the night. We moved there. And sitting by the fireplace, sipping tea, we talked about everything at a leisurely pace.
I asked you then if it would be possible to see, maybe for our program, the apartment where those changes took place. This is in fact the apartment.
Yes, this is the apartment. As you can see, not far.
We readily believe that a fan of such interiors has a Niva and a skiff trailer and in his garage, as stated in his declaration.
On the eve of the 25th anniversary of the inauguration.
I understand that at midnight, this is a very strange request, but could we visit you?
Of course.
Do you set your own alarm clock?
I wake up.
You wake up on your own?
Sometimes the guys call. If something is very strict, I ask the adjutants to call in advance. But as a rule, I wake up on my own.
Have you been near this fireplace? Did you have tea with Xi Jinping?
Yes. Well, Clinton was here too.
Clinton?
Yeah.
So that was the level of relations back then, right?
Well, yes.
The premiere of the documentary film with Aida Medvedeva and Pavel Zarubin.
During these 25 very challenging years, were there moments when you thought, well, why do I need all this? And why do I need it?
No.
Never felt that way?
Never.
Russia. Kremlin. Putin. 25 years.
This is actually the apartment.
Yes. How can I please you? What can I offer you?
On May 4th, at 9 p.m. on the Russia channel.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine today. Join us now.
Western intelligence believes that Putin may have changed the objectives of the war in Ukraine, reports CNN. Journalists claim that new intelligence data, reviewed by US and Western officials, suggest that Putin may have shifted the focus in the war against Ukraine to more short-term goals, strengthening his positions in the captured territories and boosting the country's struggling economy. Earlier assessments by American and Western intelligence claimed that Putin felt he had the upper hand in the war, had momentum and sufficient manpower to capture all of Ukraine. But according to CNN sources, the new approach has strengthened the belief of President Donald Trump and his negotiators that now the Russian president might be more amenable. However, intelligence is skeptical about the claim that Putin is interested in a peace agreement or abandoning his goals. Serbian President Vučić has been hospitalized in Belgrade. He cut short his trip to the USA. Vučić felt unwell, experiencing discomfort while in Florida. Take note. After that, he decided to leave the USA early, despite scheduled meetings, including one with Trump. By the way, Vučić was supposed to go to Moscow on May 9th, but now it's in question. Also, Fico's visit to Moscow on May 9th is in question. And the Indian defense minister cancelled his trip to Putin's parade. India Today reported. The Indian publication reports that the change of plans is related to the tense situation in relations with Pakistan. However, as the media notes, India simply aims to maintain the importance of Indian-Russian relations, so it will send Singh's deputy to the parade. Also, Serbian President Vučić will not attend the Victory Day parade on May 9th in Moscow, as he will need a few days to recover from illness, as sources close to the president's office reported. I can imagine how the European Union and the United States pressured Vučić. If he goes to Moscow, he can never again aspire to join the EU. Well, we perfectly understand how they pressured Fico. As for Orban, he wasn't even on the lists when they were being made for May 9th and the Victory Day parade. But a small off-topic note, Vučić and Fico fell ill simultaneously. Both wanted to go to Putin's parade in honor of May 9th. The health condition of Slovakia's Prime Minister Robert Fico suddenly worsened. He cancelled his work engagements. Serbian leader Aleksandar Vučić fell ill in the USA but managed to meet with lawyer Rudolph Giuliani, as you understand. And now a very important point. But in Fico's party, they still say that he plans to go to Putin's parade. Friends, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and write a few warm words in support of Ukraine in the comments, as well as where you're watching from. But most importantly, friends, watch the analysis of the latest Russian propaganda.
We speak the same language, talking about some elites. What elites? Stole money somewhere, flaunting around. And here we are the elite. What elite? Here's the elite. Those who defend the motherland.
5 convictions. 5 stints. 4 convictions. 3 convictions. 3 convictions.
These are the people. This is the elite. The future is with them. The future of the country.
2nd conviction. 2 convictions. 3 convictions. Infliction of grievous bodily harm resulting in death. Article 105. Murder. Article 105, Part 2. Murder. Murder. Article 105, Murder.
This is our truly golden reserve.
Murder while drunk. Attempted murder.
And they are not afraid to hand over the country to them, to people like this. We need to help them.
The enemy is not like a living target. It's just a target on the range that needs to be destroyed first. If you don't do it, that target will destroy you. And I didn't perceive the enemy in any other way. Alina, I see your eyes. And I myself want to cry.
I'm also very sorry that you...
Oh. Sorry.
Yes. Well, Nastya...
I'm also a fighter's wife. He also has PTSD. It's very difficult. How? If you want to ask something, we have a psychologist here. Tell me, please, how is it now? Is it hard now? Well, you know, I'm not getting divorced either. I'm not leaving either. But it's very hard. And you constantly think you're on this edge to stay and help, but it affects you and the child. Or to put your life on hold and live for him. Tell me.
Now, Nastya, can I interrupt all of you? I think Alexander Alexandrovich will support me. What kind of conversation is this? She sits and says, I'm going to leave him. What do you mean leave? How can you leave a person who...
Wait, Seryozha? If you're a hero there, should I kiss your feet? And will you torment my child and me?
I went to give my life for the motherland.
Yes. You went to fight for me, and then you come back and start projecting this war onto me. And I am defenseless before you. But I am helping. I dedicated my life to you.
You say I'm going to leave him. Unbelievable. This question shouldn't even be raised.
Should I endure beatings, for example? Or should I tolerate disrespectful treatment? Yes. Alina.
Help me.
The liberation of the Kursk region is, of course, a major military political event. Especially on the eve of the 80th anniversary of the victory parade on Red Square on May 9th. And it strengthens Russia's negotiating and political position in the complex and multi-step combinations being built today. Of course, it has enormous political, military, and ideological significance. Here, I think everyone understands this, including Zelensky, who is unsuccessful.
So far, according to opinion polls, many residents of the United States sincerely believe this even today. And, as is known, Berlin invited Bandera Nazis who have multiplied like typhus lice to participate in the celebrations, not representatives of Russia. This is, of course, absolute and extreme cynicism. This should not be forgotten. In May. Americans, by the way, only commemorate the Day of Remembrance and Reconciliation, as is known. And with much greater pomp, the United States celebrates September the 2nd, the day of Japan's surrender in World War II. The senseless nuclear bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki became a symbol of true retribution for the Americans. The only question is, against whom? Essentially, it was against the population of Japan for several generations to come. And as is known, the strike from a high altitude was absolutely safe for America. And the outcome of the battle was beyond doubt. Moreover,
so our proposal, which President Putin announced, is the start of direct negotiations without preconditions. A ceasefire in this situation is considered a precondition that will be used to further support the Kiev regime and strengthen its military capabilities. Do you remember when President Lukashenko recently visited Moscow for a press conference?
Attempts to call black white are well known, which cannot be said, by the way, about the intentions of London and Washington to attack the Red Army as early as the summer of 1945. This was revealed much later, 80 years ago, when hostilities were still ongoing under the directive of British Prime Minister Churchill, a special operation under the code name Unthinkable began to be developed in utmost secrecy. Its goal was the forcible expulsion of Soviet troops from Eastern Germany and Poland. and even a possible invasion date into Eastern Europe, which at that time was controlled by the Soviet Union, was set July 1st, 1945. What does this mean? It means only one thing, even then. London was preparing a third world war against us. However, the British Chiefs of Staff Committee, since it included military personnel who were more sensible in this regard, deemed the operation impossible due to the significant superiority of the Red Army in manpower and equipment. Otherwise, everything would have started back then. This allowed us to avoid fatal consequences. The conclusion is only military power stops our adversaries.
I am the widow of a hero of Russia.
I am the mother of a fallen corporal. My husband died. We are very grateful to you. Thank you once again, Vladimir Vladimirovich, for everything. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I am a mother of 4 children, a choir conductor, and recently, a widow. Vladimir Vladimirovich.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Vladimir Vladimirovich.
Yes, thank you very much.
My husband died. Thank you very much, Vladimir Vladimirovich. Vladimir Vladimirovich, I am the mother of a heroically fallen... Thank you. My brother unfortunately died.
Thank you for the boys.
I am the older sister of the fallen, participant of the special military operation, Rizhov Artem. I am married, and we are raising 3 wonderful future defenders of the fatherland.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Everything is fine. Everything with us.
Everything is fine.
Everything is fine, yes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. In conclusion, I also want to thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Whether Trump imposes sanctions against us or not, what difference does it make? Macron declares Putin must prove his desire for peace. To whom? To you, a pathetic nobody? We don't owe you anything at all. Zelensky agrees to an absolute ceasefire. We don't care what Zelensky agrees or disagrees to regarding the ceasefire. Our land is not liberated. The tasks set by the Supreme Commander have not yet been fully completed. We need the security of our country for generations to come. We are not going to stop, not stop. We don't think in those terms. We are going to accomplish the task set by the Supreme Commander for this purpose. The military-industrial complex lives and works, and the guys in uniform, who every day are not waiting for Trump, but are solving the assigned combat tasks. And this attempt to explain something to us, like will he impose secondary sanctions or not? Well, Trump is not Putin. He doesn't have full authority and capabilities.
So this is really news. I don't know, it's like 5 minutes of real news. The official Kremlin website reports that the president of Russia has declared a ceasefire during the days of the 80th anniversary of victory from midnight on May 7th to May 8th until midnight on May 10th to May 11th. The Russian side declares a ceasefire. During this period, all military actions are halted. The Russian side believes that Ukraine should follow this example.
Well, you know, this is a confirmation of our consistency in dialogue with the United States of America, and our desire to achieve a sustainable, lasting peace, and that we are ready for negotiations. And I think it's very noble that our president proposed a ceasefire on such a holy holiday of our great victory. You know, from the Ukrainian side, you can expect anything. And even if they formally agree, it doesn't mean they will adhere to this ceasefire. We saw this during the Easter ceasefire as well. It would seem to be the greatest holiday for all Orthodox Christians. How can you not support it? We saw that they didn't support it when an agreement was announced, and our president supported it to prevent attacks on the energy infrastructure. We strictly adhered to it for 30 days. The president immediately gave the order as the Supreme Commander-in-Chief. Not once did the Russian Federation violate it. They continued. He even, I think no one even listens to him anymore. It seems that even if he agreed, everyone there lives their own life, the council their own, and he his own. The military, they do what the UK or their so-called NATO partners suggest to them. And this consistent course of our president confirms that we are truly interested in serious negotiations. We are truly ready to stop hostilities, to develop a stable and lasting peace for the Russian Federation, so that there is never again a threat to our security and sovereignty from Ukrainian territory.
It is absolutely clear, especially on Victory Day, for all of us, this is the biggest holiday, a sacred day. We honor the memory of the 27 million who perished. Among them are grandfathers, great-grandfathers, and those who live in Ukraine today. Therefore, this decision should unite and remind us that we are one people. And when today this junta has unleashed a war, perhaps for many residents and citizens of Ukraine, everything will fall into place. Now, when it comes to May 9th, of course, not only our country, but also other states. After all, if Zelensky does not recognize this day, it does not mean that the citizens of Ukraine do not recognize it. Therefore, many on this day will remember their loved ones and will celebrate Victory Day. And then in European countries, despite the fact that, well, the European Union is trying to prohibit representatives of Western states from coming here, you see how many guests we will have. Only about 20 leaders from other countries. But we also have an international forum in Volgograd tomorrow, where representatives from about 20 countries will also come. And these are different countries, including European ones. A delegation will come from Slovakia, Serbia. There are those who will come from China, Vietnam, Mongolia. Therefore, this is a celebration for everyone. And when it comes to this, it would be good to remember the words of Churchill, Roosevelt, and Charles de Gaulle from that time. But there are attempts to rewrite history. Therefore, there are, of course, doubts that Zelensky will take the step towards a truce supporting the decision of our president. But as for the Ukrainian people, I think everyone will realize this and will understand and support President Putin in this decision.